I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, for giving me the spirit to do this video. Let's jump right to it. Philippians chapter 2, starting at verse 1. If there be therefore any consolation in Yahushai, if any comfort of love, if any fellowship of the Spirit, if any bowels in mercy, fulfill ye my joy that you be like-minded, having the same love, being of one accord, of one mind. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves. Look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others. And this lesson is going into denying yourself and getting better and better at denying yourself. Okay? You have to meditate on these things to become a better servant of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. You have to do that. Otherwise, you're just going to be stagnant. Okay? You got to look at the details of the truth that'll make you move forward. Like it says, strive for the masteries, right? Verse 5, let this mind be in you, which was in Yahushai. So that was the mind of Yahushai, and we want to be like Yahushai, man. Okay, he's a perfect example, okay, of how we are supposed to walk as a son of Yahweh, all right? The perfect example. So we have to look more towards the body, the members of the body, okay, as we are all one, and not look always to ourselves. And that's part of denying yourself, all right, which we got to get better at, including myself. From there, let's go to Matthew chapter 16, starting at verse 22. Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, Be it far from thee, Lord, this shall not be unto thee. Because Yahushua knew that he had to be crucified, okay? For the Israelites, he knew that he was going to be a sacrifice. Peter was like, no, it ain't going to happen. But watch what Yahushua said to him. Verse 23, But he turned and said unto Peter, Get thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me, for thou savorest not the things that be of Yahweh, but those that be of men. Then said Yahushua unto his disciples, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself, and take up his cross and follow me. So part of denying yourself is getting rid of your emotions. This is not about getting emotional, okay, off your own thoughts and your own emotion. You always got to revert back to what? Back to the word, man. Okay? Back to the Lord's mouth. Not out of your own mind. Okay? In that moment, Peter was leaning to his own understanding. Okay? But he ended up getting rebuked. And there was a lesson. That's why it says everything is written for our learning. There was a lesson out of that for us to learn. We have to deny ourselves, and it's all about the will of Yahweh, period. Verse 25, For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life for my sake shall find it. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with the angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works. Right, according to how much you have denied yourself. That's why you got to get better at denying, because when you deny yourself, you become better in the work. Okay? You become fruitful, more fruitful, the more you deny yourself. All right? We always can get better and better and better, man. All right? Every day you got to be in that mind state. How can I improve with denying myself and put more energy towards the Lord and doing his will? All right? From there, let's go to 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 11. Dearly beloved, I beseech you as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lusts which war against the soul. Right. It's a war, and you always got to know it's a war. It's a war every day. That's why the Lord said, sufficient is the evil of the day thereof, man. Okay? You can't be worried about all these other days outside of the day that you are presently in, because you're in a fight. Think about it if you do that, man. If you think about next week all the time, there's bullets still flying. We're in the middle of a war, a spiritual warfare. So the spiritual bullets flying right now. You got to be paying attention so you can dodge those bullets, all right, and not get took out. That's why you got to think about the day at the present so you can work on what you got to work on within that day. Then move on to the next day. Then move on to the next day, okay? That's part of seeking the kingdom first, and everything going to be added unto you, all right, as the scripture says. From there, let's go to Hebrews chapter 11, starting at verse 24. By faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of Yahweh than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. Meaning Moses was denying himself, man. Okay? He was denying what was in front of him. Okay? He had favor with Pharaoh. He denied it. All right? Verse 26, esteeming the reproach of Yahushua greater riches than the treasures in Egypt, for he had respect unto the recompense of the reward. By faith he forsook Egypt, not fearing the wrath of the king, for he endured as seeing him who is invisible. Right. His faith. And it goes along with faith, man, with denying yourself, man. Okay. The stronger your faith get, the more you're going to deny yourself, because you have faith in this truth. You have faith in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. You have faith in his promise. Okay. That's what you got to think about in this truth, man. All right. We all got to be better at denying ourselves, man. Okay. We all fall victim at times where we knew we could have been more sharp in that area at that moment of that time, and we didn't. So we got to examine ourselves. All right. From there, let's go to Luke chapter 14, verse 33. So likewise, whosoever he be of you that forsake not all that he have, he cannot be my disciple. Right. Deny himself, man. Deny his wants. Okay. Well, Lord, I got to go attend to my land. The Lord ain't hearing that. But Lord, I just found a wife. I got to go give her attention. The Lord ain't hearing that. Okay. The Lord tell you about excuses in the scriptures. That ain't nothing but a bunch of excuses. The Lord ain't hearing it, man. Okay. You either are fruitful in doing the work and pushing forth your measure, or you're not. There's no middle. It's black and white. Okay. And if you're in the middle, then what the Lord say in Revelation, you're going to get spewed out. You got to be careful, man, because there are men that were once soldiers that's dropped out, man. They got took out by the spiritual bullet. Why? Because they was worried about everything else and not worried about the evil of that individual day to build on their relationship between themselves and Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Period. Okay, that's the truth of the matter. From there, let's go to Titus chapter 2, starting verse 12. Teaching us that denying ungodliness and worldly lust, we should live soberly, righteously, and godly in this present world. Right. In this present world where we are at, okay, we have to forsake lust, which is denying yourself, because our flesh, man, they want a lot of different things, man. A lot of crazy things at times. Well, we got to like, what the hell's going on, man? Okay. And we have to be ready in the battle, because that's that fight. We got to be ready to swing, go hard, and make better, sharper decisions. Okay. That go along with praying always, daily. Okay. Meditating, think about the word, and just really cutting off things that's really distracting you, man. Period. You have to do that to build up room to really breathe in spiritually, because this world is a trip, man. This world is constantly against you, man. Every day, nonstop, warning against you, right? Verse 13, looking for that blessed hope in the glorious appearing of the great Yahweh and our Savior, Yahushua, right? Keeping your eyes on the prize, keeping your conversation in your mind in heaven, your treasures in heaven, your mind is going to be there too. Okay. The Lord ain't going to forget our work and labor, man, of love. So let's keep the love going and step it up in the spirit. Let's go to James chapter 4, starting at verse 6. But he giveth more grace, wherefore he said, Yahweh resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. Right. And we need that grace. We need that grace, period, man, because, you know, we're constantly battling. The Lord said a righteous man falls 7 times to get back up again. That 7 can be any number. All right. Submit yourselves, therefore, to Yahweh. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Right, man. Whenever you're going through something in the flesh, man, you got to take a seat in the spirit, man, and just really look at yourself, man. Okay. And understand what's against you at that moment. Understand what Satan is doing to you at that moment, so you can adjust and move forward in the battle, man. It's about enduring to the end and making it to the end. And its truth is about adjustments. Okay. Everything ain't going to be smooth and dandy. Okay. It seemed like that when you first get in the truth, you're on fire, everything good because you're constantly thinking about it. But when time settle in and you get experience in this truth, you understand where Satan start to mess with you, man, really start to get you off your game. All right. Verse 8, draw nigh to Yahweh, and he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hands, you sinners, and purify your hearts, you double-minded. Be afflicted and mourn and weep. Let your laughter be turned to mourning and your joy to heaviness. Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up. So one of the best ways to get lifted up in this truth when you're going through things is to humble yourself, man. Be more humble. Find ways to be more humble, man. Meditate on being humble, okay? Read in the scriptures throughout the whole book about humbleness so the Lord can lift you up, man. Okay, these are instructions. Everything is written for our learning, and we need to be lifted up. That's why the Lord said, the righteous man falls 7 times, but the Lord pick him up again, man. Why? Because he's humble and meek, okay? We know we fall victim to the flesh. Paul talked about it, all right? We ain't no different. We fall victim to the flesh. Certain things we do we don't want to do, we do it anyway. Why? Because we had a moment where it just wasn't good, man, okay? But we fighting by doing the will. And that's what Yahweh's blood for. That's why it's so precious. Yahweh's blood is precious because it covers that as long as we're doing the will and fighting, man, and being reasonable on what we're doing day to day and not out here wilding, okay? So I hope this was edifying to all you brothers out there that's doing the truth and sincerity. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, to give me the spirit to do this video. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to all you Akim out there that's doing the truth and sincerity. Shalom.